Okay, welcome to my class. Today we are going to start a new topic, and that is called methods of calculating national income. So, before starting the methods of the calculation of the national income, let us see the circular flow. In the previous classes, we have already discussed the meaning and the types, explanation of the circular flow. Circular flow we have seen represents three flows. Let us see this circular flow. The first is the production. Second one is the income, and this third one is expenditure. So circular flow represents circular flow we can say represents three phases. First phase, there is the phase of production. As we have seen, the firms, they used to hire the factor services. They are hiring the factor services such as land, labor, capital, and enterprises. And they are combining that factors and they are producing the goods and services. And that goods and services are again sold to the household. So when they are hiring the goods and services, then equally they are generating the income. So production leads to the generation of income, because this generation of income, it means it becomes the income of the factors of the production. Then what happens? This income is available for the consumption expenditure. These firms, they are producing the goods and they are selling that goods to the households, they are to the consumers. Then this income again leads to the expenditure, because consumption expenditure, and this consumption expenditure becomes the income of the producers. Then this income is again used, this expenditure again going for the production. So this is circular flow. We are knowing circular flow. This flow keep on going continuously into the economy. So production, then income, then expenditure, then again production, again income, and expenditure. This goes on and on into the economy, and this goes on continuously for long period of time. So question arises that how is the national income measured? So in our country, you are knowing that there is one organization that is called Central Statistical Organization. We call it Central Statistical Organization. We call it CSO. And CSO is there in our country, that is Central Statistical Organization, CSO. This organization is to estimate the value of national income and some related aggregates in our country. And this organization using three methods. Let us see what are the three methods. First one is value added method. This value added method is also known as product method. Which method? Product method. Then second method, this CSO using to estimate the value of national income and related aggregates in our country is the income method. And third one is the expenditure method. So these are the three methods used in order to estimate the national income in our country. So we'll discuss one by one. So let us discuss the first method, and that is value added method. So today what we are going to discuss is the value added method, or the, let us say, the product method. Let us see how can we discuss value added. You are knowing means goods passing through the different stages. One good is passing through different stages, and each and every stage that producers, they used to make certain addition. Clear? Suppose I have purchased this marker from the market from a shopkeeper. So certainly that shopkeeper might have purchased in 22 rupees. 22 rupees, but I have paid how much? 25 rupees. So certainly that seller, that shopkeeper has made certain addition. How much addition he has made? 3 rupees. It means he purchased from the wholesaler paying 25 rupees, 22 rupees, and he sold that marker me to the 25 rupees. And then he made the addition of the services equal to how much rupees? 3 rupees. So this type of addition, so in the production process, different firms are there, producers are there, and all the producers, they used to make certain addition. Let us see this value added method. This is the first method for the measurement, for the calculation of national income. I have written value under the value added method. National income is estimated by taking the contribution or value added made by each producing enterprise to the production in the domestic territory of a country in an accounting year. It means, so in each and every stages, some firms are there, producers are there, they used to make certain addition or certain contribution, and that contributions are taken consideration, and that gives us the value of national income. This method measures national income at different phases of production. There are different phases of production, and national incomes calculated at different phases. Let us see, I have taken one example also in order to illustrate the value added. Value added is the difference between the value of output and the value of inputs bought from other firms. It means value added is equal to value of output minus intermediate consumption. Intermediate consumption consists of the purchase of raw materials, non-factor inputs. Not factor. Here we do not include the factor of the production. We include only the non-factor, such as raw material. When the firms used to purchase the raw materials, they use certain addition into that raw materials. I have taken one example of the production of bread. So suppose in the production of bread, 4 sellers are there. There are the 4 stages. There are 4 producers engaged. First column I have taken producers. So first stage, let us see into the first stage that farmer is there. Farmer used to produce what? Wheat. And let us see, farmer has produces wheat worth suppose 100 kg, and he used to sell into the market by at 10 rupees per kg. So certainly let us see the price. The quantity is 100 kg and the price is suppose rupees 10 per kg. So what will be the value? Value of output. Value of output will be equal to P into Q. And P is 10 and this is 100. So this is how much? 1000 rupees. So I have written 1000 rupees. This is the value of output. So value of output is the 1000 rupees in the first stage. And intermediate consumption, suppose we have assumed the cost of production at the first stage, we assume 0. Suppose all the inputs are freely available to the farmer, and first stage we have assumed 0. Then value added. Value added is equal to value of output minus intermediate consumption. 1000 minus 0 will be how much? It is 1000. So first stage, the value added at first stage is how much? 1000 rupees. Let us see what will happen. This wheat will be sold to another producer, and another producer in this circle is the miller. Miller will buy the wheat from the farmer, will make certain addition, and he will produce flour. And certainly let us see that he has purchased the wheat by paying 1000 rupees to the farmer, and he will use his machine, his factors, and he will increase the value, and he will convert the wheat into the flour. And the value of flour is suppose worth rupees 1500 into the market. He will sell the flour into the market in worth 1500 rupees. So let us see how much value is being added by the miller. Miller has added this 1500 minus 1000 equal to how much? 500 rupees. Here also value of output, here we can say 1500, and value of intermediate consumption is 1000 rupees, and it will be how much? 500 rupees. So this 500 rupees, this we can say is the value added. So second stage we have seen that 500 value is being added by the miller. Third stage, what happened? The miller will produce the flour and will sell to the baker. In the third stage, let us see, this baker will buy the flour from the miller and will also make certain addition. He will convert the flour into bread or cakes, and he will sell into the to the wholesaler or to the retailers. So let us see how much value the value of bread is. How much? 2000 rupees. And the intermediate consumption of the baker is how much? 15. So 2000 minus 1500 is equal to 500. 1500 minus 2000, so 2000 minus 1500, it will be again 500 rupees. So what will happen? This bread will be sold to the retailers. So the retailers, this bread will be sold to the retailers. And so suppose the retailer is there, retailer used to buy the bread from the baker, paying what rupees? 2000 rupees. And certainly what will happen? Retailer will also make certain addition of the value of the bread, and he will sell to the consumers in rupees 1500. So how much this retailer has added the value? He has also 2500 minus 2000 is equal to how much? 500. So if we add all these value, 1000, 500, 500, 500, this will be 2500. This is called value added at each stage. In economics, we call it, this we call gross value. What do we call? Gross value added at market price. We are calling gross value added at market price. In economics, we call it gross value added at market price. Let us see if we'll take the value of output. Here the value of output, if we'll add 1000, 1500, 2000, 2500, it is 7000. And this 7000 is known as value of output. Value of output at market price. This is gross value of output at market price. This is gross value added at market price. And this is the value of intermediate consumption. Value of intermediate is how much? 4500. So 4500 is the value of raw materials. We can say raw materials. So value of raw materials. So again we can find out the this value added. Value added we can find out, let us see this, if we'll take the value of output is equal to 7000. And intermediate consumption is 4500. Again it will be, the value added will be equal to how much? 2500 rupees. So this 2500 rupees we have calculated either from the value of output minus intermediate consumption, or by taking the sum of the value added at each stages. So while the national income calculated using this method, that sometimes, let us see, there is the chances of the counting the value of a commodity more than once. Sometimes there are the chances that there is the underestimation. Suppose here farmer has produced 100 kg of wheat, and farmer is not selling the 100 kg of wheat into the market, selling only 90 kg, 10 kg he has not sold. So if farmer has sold here, suppose he has produced 100 kg, but he is selling 90 kg, at 10, then value will be equal to how much? This 90 multiplied by 10, it will be how much? 900 rupees. So 900 is what? Underestimation. It is underestimation. So sometimes there is a problem of underestimation, and sometimes there is the problem of overestimation. Sometimes the national income, when it is calculated, the chances are there that it can take the value of wheat, it can take the value of flour, it can take the value of bread, and it can take the value of sales also. So if we'll take the value of the output, the wheat, if we assume wheat is final goods, flour is a final good, bread is final good, sales also, then what will happen? This will be 7,000. And 7,000 is overestimation. So this is overestimation of the calculation of national income. So what the national, CSO or Central Statistics Organization is doing, they are taking either the value added, or they are taking the value of final goods and services. Here let us see what is there. this is the value of final goods and services. What is the final goods? That is bread. And the final goods, the value of bread is how much? 2,500. So this is final good. Final good. So when CSO's Central Statistical Organization is calculating the value of the national income, they are taking either the value added at different stages or they are taking the value of goods at the final level or when the goods ready for the consumptions. So this is what I told you, this value added method is having some problem, and that problem we call problem of double counting. So problem of double counting means the counting the value of a commodity more than once into the process of production, or let us see the counting of the value of a commodity less than the real estimation. So underestimate, there is the problem of double counting consists of overestimation or underestimation. So in order to avoid the overestimation or underestimation, these methods are used. One is value added or the final output. This method is also known as value added method or product method. It means we take the final value of the goods when the goods ready for the final consumption. So let us, because numerical questions asked in the examination, and certainly what we have to do, we have to solve the numerical question. Before solving the numerical question, we have derived the formula. So here we are knowing this value added is equal to value of output minus intermediate consumption. I am writing IC. IC is intermediate consumption. So let us see what is this value of output. Value of output we can say can be value of output. I told you value of output is equal to P into Q also. P into Q, price multiplied by quantity, or this is equal to the sales. So value of output we can write, here we can write one is sales. And another one is, let us see, the change in stock. Change in stocks. So here value national income is estimated for an accounting year because it counts the value of sale as well as the value of unsold stocks. And that is why we are taking this value of output is equal to sales and change in stock. Let us see what is sales. Sales means it may be domestic sales. Domestic sales may be domestic and sales may be export also, because we are exporting the goods and we are selling within the country. So sales includes both sales, domestic sales and export. And here the value of output also consists of change in stock. Change in stock means unsold stocks. Unsold stocks. And unsold stock is calculated by closing stock minus opening stock. CS means closing stock and OS means opening stock. So change in stock is the difference between closing stock and opening stock. And here this side, let us see intermediate consumption. Intermediate consumption means purchase of raw materials. So purchase of raw materials. Raw materials are also purchased. There is domestic purchases. Sometimes domestic purchase is also there and imports are also there. Imports. So this purchase of raw material consists of domestic purchases and imports. So we have seen value added is equal to value of output minus intermediate consumption. And value of output is equal to sales plus this change in stock. So sales plus change in stock. In the examination, sometimes sales given, sometimes what happened, domestic sales and export given, and another change in stock given, sometimes unsold stocks are given, sometimes closing stock and opening stocks are given. So we have to identify that time while we solve the numerical question. Intermediate consumption means purchase of raw materials. And raw materials are purchased within the country also, it is domestic purchase of raw materials, and sometimes raw materials are imported from the foreign countries. So purchase of raw material consists of domestic purchase of raw materials and import of raw materials. Sometimes in the examination, intermediate consumption given, sometimes in the examination, purchase of raw materials are given, sometimes in the examination, domestic purchase of raw materials and imports are given. So that time we have to identify that which one is required. So let us see what we have learned. That we have learned value added is equal to value of output minus value of intermediate consumption. This value added is also known as, we call it gross value added market price. Market price, because we have written market price because all the calculations are done at the market price, because final goods are sold or the goods are sold in the market at the market prices. And here we have written gross. Gross means inclusive of the depreciation. The value of depreciation is included. So gross value added is equal to, this is value of output. Sometimes we call it gross value of output also. Gross value of output at market price, and this is intermediate consumption. So this, let us see, gross value added at market price is calculated for each and every enterprises. In thousand of enterprises are there, then gross value added will be calculated for all the 1,000. So what will happen? This gross value added market price will be the sum of, this is the equal to, this is gross value added of form 1, then gross value added of form 2, and gross value added of form 3, or let us see, of n gross value added of n number of forms. It means this is what gross value added is, the sum. It is equal to the sum total, and this is equal to, do you know what? This is equal to GDP market price. This is called GDP market price. I think GDP market price is clear. So GDP market price is the sum of gross value added at market price. So this is gross domestic product. Gross means it is inclusive of depreciation. And from gross, if we want to arrive at net, then what can we do? If suppose we want to find out net, this N means net domestic product market price, then do you know what we have to do? What value we have to deduct? So certainly we have to deduct gross domestic product market price minus depreciation. Depreciation, you are also knowing, consumption of fixed capital. This is called consumption of fixed capital. Consumption of fixed capital is depreciation. When depreciation is deducted from the gross domestic product, we arrive at net domestic product. From net domestic product, if you want to arrive at NDP factor cost, so NDP factor cost is equal to NDP market price minus net indirect taxes. So net indirect taxes. So net domestic product factor cost is equal to NDP market price minus net indirect taxes. We have written, let us see, this net indirect taxes. Net indirect taxes means we have to deduct the value of indirect taxes and we have to add the value of subsidies. The difference between indirect tax and subsidy is known as net indirect taxes. So this net indirect taxes will be deducted from the NDP market price to arrive at NDPFC. And NDPFC is the domestic income. And domestic income is the income earned by the factors of production, such as such as the income received by the owner of land, income received by the owner of capital, income received by the laborers, income received by the enterprises. So this is NDPFC. This is equal to net domestic product. Question arises, how to arrive at the national income? National income, let us see. This is national income. National income is known as NNP factor cost. And NNP factor cost is equal to NDP factor cost plus net factor income from abroad. NFIA. NFIA means, so the differences between the factor income received from the foreign countries and factor payments made to the foreigners. So NFIA, net factor income from abroad. So this is, this is added into net domestic product, we get national income. National income is equal to NNP factor cost. So on the basis of this formula, let us see, please write down this formula, and this, on the basis of this formula, we are going to solve one numerical question. I have written one numerical question. Numerical question example I have taken from the following data about form X. Calculate first A, gross value added at market price, number B, net value added at market price, and number C, net value added at factor cost. Sales given 300, depreciation is given 20 crores, and net indirect taxes 30, purchase of intermediate products 150, change in stocks -10, and purchase of machinery is given 100. And with the help of this, we are going to solve, we are going to calculate these items, and this formula will be used. I think this is clear to all of you. Let us solve this numerical question. I think this is clear to all of you. So let us solve this question. We can solve this question, and let us see the first one, solution. In the solution, we are going to do number A. Number A, gross value added at market price. Gross value added market price is equal to, you are knowing the formula. What is the formula? Please tell me. Sales plus change in stock, change in stocks minus intermediate consumption. Intermediate. So here in this question, let us see what is given. Purchase of intermediate products given. It means we have to write down the purchase of intermediate. So purchase of intermediate products. Intermediate products. So let us do sales given how much? 300. We can write 300. And change in stock is given. Change in stock is given -10. -10. And intermediate, purchase of intermediate is given 150. So we can solve this 300, and this 160 is equal to rupees 140. 300, yes, 140 crores. Rupees given, then we can write crores. So this is the gross value added market price. Gross value added, I think, is clear to all of you. Number 2B is given. Calculate net value added at market price. So net value added market price is equal to gross value added market price minus. I told you the difference between gross and net. Always remember the difference between gross and net. The difference between gross and net is of the value of depreciation. And let us see the depreciation. We have to deduct the value of depreciation. So this gross value added, we have calculated 140 crores, and depreciation is given how much? Is given how much crores? 20 crores is given. So 20 crores. So 140 minus 20 will be how much? So 120 crores. So 120 crores is what? This is net value added at market price. And number C is given to calculate net value added at factor cost. Net value added factor cost. And net value added at factor cost is equal to net value added market price minus net indirect taxes. Let us see whether net indirect taxes given or not. Net indirect taxes are given. Sometimes what happens? Net indirect taxes directly not given. Indirect taxes given. Subsidies are given. What you have to do? You have to minus the indirect taxes and you have to plus the subsidies. But here directly net indirect taxes are given. Then you have to deduct the value of net indirect taxes. Net indirect tax. So this is given. So net value domestic product, net value added market price is 120, and this net indirect taxes given 30. So 120 minus 30 will be how much? 90 crores. So rupees 90 crores. So I think this question is clear to all of you. Net value added at factor cost. Here it is not asked national income. If NFI is given, net factor income from abroad is given, and national income is to be asked, then you could have asked NVAFC plus net factor income from abroad. That will give you the national income. I think this concept is clear to all of you, and I think you will go through this video and try to understand, and you will solve various questions based on the value added method. Okay, thank you for watching this video. Okay, thank you.